All right. uh, check this out. Right now, this guy. Now, listen, man. As I've been explaining to people, these are all just they're leaky leaks, right? Like we don't know 100% if it's true or not or anything like that. But it's sort of interesting that some things, even over a couple of years ago, have started to come to fruition. Fruition, I love that word, fruition, right? So this is Mortal Kombat 1 story mode leak. I ain't reading all this stuff. Right, there's 13 chapters it lists, okay? Now, I'm not saying it's true, but we do know that the cameo system is fully integrated in everything in this game. We know that, alright? So secondly, because of that, when you look at the layout of what you're seeing here, it kind of adds up a little bit. Just a little bit, right? Now, some people did point out, I did this on a live stream, but I had to take the video down because there was... What was the issue again? I got age restricted, that's right. I think it was because there was fatalities because I was playing MK9. So anyway, and no one wants to sit through a whole live stream just to look at this. So, now there was a couple of things that like people pointed out, oh, it's got to be fake. It could be the chapter thing where it's misspelt. It doesn't matter, right? No one's a grammar, whatever. The other thing too is the fact that Sonya, and looking under Sonya Blade's one, it says disguised as Kira and Cameo Kana versus Garrus and Cameo Mavado. So the disguise part, like, again, this could be interesting. This could literally be her infiltrating like the what was she part of? She was definitely Black Dragon, wasn't she? Wasn't Kira Black Dragon? I'm pretty sure she was, not Red Dragon. But anyway, regardless, so, and we know that like Kira, like she was a little bit of a copy of Sonya in the 3D era. So I would not be surprised if that was a thing. Like, that wouldn't shock me. People go, oh, that could be fake. It's like, yeah, but, what if, like, what if in this timeline, right, Kira actually doesn't exist, but Sonya has been masquerading as, like, an undercover, special forces agent to try and break up the, what do you call it? The Black Dragon or Red Dragon, who knows? We're seeing more and more stuff pop up about just Shao, not General Shao. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some of these characters, like I've said this for a while. Like I would love to see the origins of Shang Tsung. What happened to him, right? Like, nobody is born evil. What if this would be an interesting twist. I've talked about this before. If you go down the 13th chapter, where it says Raiden and Cameo Liu Kang versus Quan Chi and Cameo Hataru, and then Raiden and Cameo Shao versus Havoc and Cameo Reiko, and then there's two there versus Shang Tsung, and there's also one versus Liu Kang. Now, Scorpion is an interesting one because it's obvious if they're going down the scrapped storyline of John Tobias, then it looks like he's going to essentially, I don't know, like, if his brother Bihan or Bihan kills their father, and Scorpion doesn't like the direction of, which is in the official bio, like doesn't like the direction or the way that the Lin Kuei is being handled, then that's going to be an interesting thing to play out. The only downside of that is, like you got the whole Hanzo thing and stuff, so I don't know, like there's a lot of holes. This is why I have if Tobias is on board, I've said this before, if Tobias is on board, there's hope that the storyline could be brilliant. It could be really, really good. And then, you know, we have to suffer the insufferable cameo crap, you know, to get through it. Because if this is true, man, like, and whether it's actually one for one true or not even like it, we know that cameos are going to be in it. We know that. It's going to be like buddy cop stuff, right? So yeah, chapter 13 with Raiden sounds crazy. Raiden and everyone versus Shang Tsung Titanfall. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that, like, you know, you got like a massive sort of Shang Tsung you're fighting? Because you can have massive characters on screen and fight them, right? That's not, you know, unheard of. I'm assuming when they say Titan form, they literally mean Big Kahuna, right? It may not. But it would be kind of funny that for the fight, you know, as you're fighting, they're like, all the cameo characters are literally just like coming in from different directions. Now, interestingly enough, in Mugen games, like fighting games, they have had features like this forever. With the 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, you know, it's easy to have multiple characters on screen battling it out. So, no modern fighting game has really done that. So, you know, I don't know. But Raiden's chapter, like, again, salt shaker amount, right? We don't know if it's true. But that would be pretty wild, right? The cameo Shang Tsung and Geras. I'm sick of this. I hate that character, man. There's something off about him. It's like Devora. There's just something off about him. Don't like him. Don't like him. Unless they get changed, right? But all they did was do the atypical, and I mean no offense when I say this, but it seems like when they make a black character, they've always got to be some grappler, right? That's why I liked what they did with Kai and Darius. They didn't turn them into like grappling characters. They turned them into characters that were more sort of like, you know, punchy type, right? I actually prefer that. Like, you know, go play other games you want grappling, right? Don't need that. Don't need that crap in Mortal Kombat, right? So I would take out Garrus and put Kai or Jack's main characters, Darius, you know, easily. Scorpion's one's interesting versus Cyber Smoke and Cameo, so we're going to Cyber Smoke. So I'm assuming at this point, like, at some point, okay, I'm just checking the timeline because, like, again, Salt Shaker, we're just going by what we're seeing here, yeah? So, to have Cyber Smoke, the Lin Kuei would have to have been done, you know, creating their soldiers. So, you know, maybe that's what the buyer was talking about with Sub-Zero. You know, and Scorpion doesn't like what they're doing about cyberizing, so that way there's no souls to worry about stealing because they're robots. Because eventually, as you can see in Scorpion's chapter, sorry, not Scorpion's, Sub-Zero's, he fights against Scorpion and Kenshi, which is a pretty good team up. He's also, but then before that, he's cameo with Scorpion and against Hammock and cameo Ermac. So Havoc and Ermac teaming up, kind of, you know, I can see that. I can see that that nuttiness. The Shao one's interesting versus Kintaro and Baraka, and then against Devora and Ferrator, and then Sindel's in there. So I'm really hoping Sindel is properly brainwashed again, right? Or so this is the thing, right? Because, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know, because I know, like, you know, we're gonna see King Jared show up. You know, like what storyline? You know what I'm saying? Like it's all over the place, right? This is why they need to buy us. They need to buy us to come in and go, look, this is a mess. You guys are clowns. Your engine sucks, so I'm gonna do the only generous thing I can do to lift this game out of the doldrums, and that is give you a great story. If he really is helming it. Anyway, Xiao's chapter's interesting. And then we got Rain. So, yeah, it could work. Ashra as well. Ashra versus Ermac. That makes a lot of sense because she's a demon hunter. Right? So, and I know like Ermac's just a culmination of souls, but I would equate him to being, what, quasi-demon? Versus Ashra versus Fujin and Quan Chi and Cameo Serena. If my goth girlfriend's in there, get that toilet bowl out. Smoke down the bottom, chapter 6 versus Reptile. Then Cameo Nightwolf versus Natara Moloch. Cameo Sub-Zero with Smoke versus Kintaro and Cameo. So again, if this is true, right? Again, Salt Shaker, right? But if this is true, the this could be the part. This could be interesting actually because we've got in Fight 4 Smoke and Cameo Sub-Zero versus Sector and Cyrax. Now, Sector and Cyrax, like, if anyone knows anything about the Lin Kuei, they steal little kids off the street, you know, and raise them to be ninja warriors. So it'd be interesting to see if Sector and Cyrax are both against the cyberization. Smoke and Sub-Zero are then essentially subdue them into it. And then when we get down to Sub-Zero, like Scorpion hasn't realized what's happened yet. And then, or something, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Again, it's speculation at this point. We just don't know. Katana versus Tenya in chapter 5. And then she's teaming up with Xiao versus Reiko and Cameo Devora. So, what are the chances of... I said this before. What if Katana and Xiao, like, hooked up? Now somebody goes, that's incestuous. They're not related, dude. Okay? He's just Big Daddy, and she's a little miss. You know what I'm saying? Right? So, I'm not... Anyway. Li Mei, that'd be a big one. Cameo Boyride Show versus Kung Lao and Cameo Liu Kang. Li Mei versus Johnny Cage and Sonya. Li Mei and Liu Kang versus Havoc and Cameo Draman. And then her and Boyride Show versus Shang Tsung and Cameo Batara. See, it's interesting because it's kind of, you're seeing stuff switch back and forward constantly. Boom. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they good? Are they bad? Johnny Cage obviously straight up adds up versus Kenshi. Then he goes up against Sub-Zero and Cameo Scorpion. We see it in the trailer. Right? So, or sort of in the trailer. And then there's, he teams up with Liu Kang against Sonya and Cameo Jax. And then then he teams up with Sonya versus Reptile and Cameo Female Chameleon. And then, of course, Prologue Cinematic Kung Lao. I've said this before. They don't need to have a Liu Kang chapter unless it was like an expansion. They don't need to. Right? I think like, as much as I love Liu Kang, I don't like how he's been in recent games. He's an asshole. I can't stand him. Right? I miss the old Liu. Not the new Liu. I like the old Liu. Right? He Kung Lao versus Liu Kang. That could just simply be like a test fight. You know, them, you know, saying, let's see how strong you are. And then he teams up against Shang Tsung and Cameo Quan Chi. So we might be getting... This is the interesting part. We might be getting vibes of a Deadly Alliance here, but we're not. And then Kung Lao teams up with Raiden versus Subby and Scorpion. And then he teams up with Raiden again against Kenshi and Aaron Black. So there's a couple of characters that I would never miss. One of them being Aaron Black, and the other is Devora. And Garrus. Easily do away with those, like 100%. So, anyway guys, let me know what you think about all of this. It's pretty crazy. Again, it's all speculation, you know. I'm not sitting there saying this is bloody true like other people. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, catch you next time.